History is a vast collection of human fragments, some shining with resilience, others stained by unimaginable cruelty. What connects the only man in history to be classified as both a dwarf and a giant, to the secret courage of a French resistance fighter who hid a child in a sack of potatoes while whispering, "Just one more step." If you follow this program, you will witness an extraordinary journey through the archives of the past, exploring the extremes of our existence. From the grim spectacle of the first electric chair, to the timeless grace of Marilyn Monroe, and the defiant survival stories that shattered the darkness of the Holocaust, we uncover the hidden truths behind the images that defined our world.
Welcome to Open History Channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more video like this one.
In 1945, Private James Harlan, a soldier who witnessed the horrors of Dachau, offered a dying prisoner his own breath, a final act of humanity amidst the collapse of the world. Adam Rainer of Austria holds a singular medical record. He is the only person known to have been classified as both a dwarf and a giant in a single lifetime due to a pituitary tumor. In 1980, 19-year-old Jean Hilliard survived 6 hours in 22-degree Minnesota temperatures. Found frozen solid, her miraculous full recovery remains a landmark medical case of hypothermic survival. In October 1967, the image of Ernesto Che Guevara was documented in a Bolivian hospital following his final mission. Fact: this photograph, taken in the hospital's laundry house, unintentionally became a global symbol of his lasting legacy. During Huaytod, public executions were calculated acts of terror. Occupying forces forced victims to wear signs, turning their deaths into a grim spectacle designed to break resistance and silence entire communities. In 1944, a French resistance fighter saved a Jewish infant by hiding her in a potato sack, passing Nazi guards while whispering, "Just one more step." Decades later, she honored him at his grave. In 1951, photographer Bruno Bernard captured Marilyn Monroe at the dawn of her fame. This image portrays her timeless grace. This viral image, often linked to the tragedy of Hedviga Golik, is a digital fabrication. It blends an AI-generated portrait with a Tales from the Crypt puppet, creating a sensationalized fake historical record. In the harrowing darkness of occupation, Madeleine Fournier faced an impossible choice: 3 doors, 3 fates, and a cruelty meant to shatter the soul. She tells her story so those lost to war are never forgotten. The honey badger is a master survivalist, known for being a high-risk meal for apex predators. Despite its reputation, it faces serious threats from lions, leopards, hyenas, pythons, crocodiles, and buffaloes. In her final years, Katya Volkova broke 40 years of silence to document the horrors of Ravensbrück. Her testimony serves as a vital record for those whose voices were silenced by the brutality of the Nazi regime. In 1984, Jamie Lee Curtis saw Christopher Guest in a magazine and declared, "I'm going to marry that man." 4 decades later, their enduring marriage remains a testament to the power of trusting one's intuition. At 19, Andrei René Roussimoff was already beginning his transformation into a legend. Standing at an imposing height and working in his native France, he was just beginning to realize his unique place in the world. In 1998, 8-year-old Robbie Middleton survived a horrific arson attack that left him with 99% burns. He fought for his life for over a decade, ultimately exposing his attacker before passing away in 2011. Using cutting-edge technology, scientists have reconstructed the face of Philip II of Macedon, father of Alexander the Great. Fact: this 2,000-year-old monarch's strategic genius once reshaped the entire ancient world. In the quiet dread of a Birkenau infirmary, SS doctors performed selections with lethal clinical detachment. For the women forced to endure this, every movement was a desperate, silent battle for a single extra day of life. Linda Creed, the brilliant lyricist behind The Greatest Love of All, penned an anthem for self-love while battling cancer. Her words touched millions, yet her name remains unknown to the world she healed. Álvaro Obregón transformed from a reluctant rancher into a revolutionary military mastermind. His natural genius for timing, positioning, and deception helped him dismantle the Huerta regime and change Mexico. In an American POW camp, prisoners conditioned to expect cruelty were stunned when their captors offered warm meals and medical care. Fact, this simple act of humanity shattered deep-seated prejudices, turning enemies into people. In 1998, Michael Hill survived an unimaginable attack, walking out of the hospital with his life after an 8-inch blade was removed from his brain. His recovery remains a legendary case of medical skill and resilience. On April 20th, 1945, Hitler's birthday, Soviet artillery began shelling Berlin. Fact, as the city prepared for its final defense, locals cynically joked that the Red Army would spend more time laughing at the defenses than breaking them. In 1893, the era of California outlaw John Sontag ended in the dust. His life of daring defiance and relentless movement finally collapsed into stillness, captured forever in the cold finality of a photograph. In 1942, stars united at the Stork Club to support the Navy relief effort. This image reflects a nation rallying for the war. On June 1, 1946, Ion Antonescu, once Romania's Red Fox, faced a firing squad in a dark suit, refusing a blindfold. His execution marked the fall of a man whose absolute power led to national ruin and atrocity. In the 1860s, Felice Beato captured the stoic spirit of the samurai. This image portrays the quiet dignity of a vanishing warrior era. On a scaffold, a prisoner faced his final moments not with fear, but with a smile. This image preserves a mystery that remains unsolved. At 85, Tatiana Nikolaevna finally breaks a 60-year silence to recount the harrowing reality of the Great Patriotic War. She speaks not of heroes, but of the impossible soul-crushing choices forced upon families to survive. In 1976, David Bowie was arrested, but his mugshot became a work of art. This image reveals his poise amidst a legal crisis. Tippi Hedren was 33 when Alfred Hitchcock made her a star, and 84 when she finally exposed his abuse. After his retaliation nearly ended her career, she found her true legacy rescuing big cats at her sanctuary, Shambhala. In 2008, 15-year-old Eloa Pimentel's life was stolen after a 100-hour hostage ordeal, broadcast live to a nation. This tragedy remains a haunting example of how media sensationalism can turn a crime into a public spectacle. While the true cedar of Lebanon isn't native to Yemen, the highlands are home to the African pencil cedar. Fact, historically valued for its rot-resistant aromatic wood, it was locally known as cedar. By day, Dr. Gerrit Castijn healed the sick in occupied Netherlands. By night, he was a lethal mastermind of the resistance, dismantling the Nazi war machine with cold, surgical precision and tactical genius. In 1933, Clark Gable resolved to work harder, yet dreamed of leaving Hollywood forever. This image captures his quiet ambition. Christopher Reeve and Robin Williams formed a legendary bond that transcended fame. Their deep friendship, rooted in their Juilliard days, became a lifeline when Williams's humor saved Reeve after his paralyzing accident. April 16, 1945. The Silo Heights became a crucible as 9,000 Soviet guns unleashed a historic barrage. This was the final thunderous storm of the war, a relentless tide of steel intended to break Berlin before the Allies. From 2004 to 2026, Frank Stallone remained a constant beside his brother Sylvester. Beyond the shadow of global fame, Frank carved his own path, defining loyalty not as a duty, but as a lifelong, unwavering presence. April 29, 1945. As U.S. troops entered Dachau, they encountered starving children who, despite the horror, cheered their arrival. Fact: their joy was a forgotten miracle, showing the human spirit's resilience. A Japanese zoo spent years failing to breed two spotted hyenas, only to discover both were male. Fact: the confusion arose from the species' unique biology, where external anatomy makes sexing extremely difficult. Freddie Knoller survived the Holocaust by outsmarting his captors, from posing as a French spy in Paris bars to enduring the horrors of Auschwitz. His century-long life remains a testament to the power of the human spirit. In 1890, William Kemmler's botched execution birthed the electric chair, turning death into a grim spectacle. Decades later, Lemmy Kilmister reclaimed the symbol, twisting its dark history into a posture of defiance. In 2014, Marzi Ebrahimi survived a horrific acid attack in Isfahan meant to silence her. Instead, she chose visibility, turning her scars into a powerful act of defiance against oppression and reclaiming her identity. In 1951, only 3 Confederate veterans remained of the 750,000 who once fought. Fact: these men lived to see the world transition from muskets to atomic weapons, serving as final links to a vanished American era. Art student Anna Smolenska became a symbol of Polish defiance when she created the Kotwika anchor, marking the walls of occupied Warsaw. Her courage turned a simple drawing into an enduring legacy of resistance. In the darkest hours of the Holocaust, the SS employed cruel methods to inflict terror. This image serves as a grim record of those atrocities. In 1938, Richard Nixon met Pat Ryan at a Whittier audition. His relentless 2-year courtship, even driving her to other dates, won her heart. Their union became a resilient fortress, enduring political peaks and exile. In 1955, Charlton Heston and Yul Brynner shared a moment of mutual respect before embodying the epic rivalry of Moses and Pharaoh in The 10 Commandments, a portrait of 2 giants building Hollywood history.
Welcome to my kingdom.
In September 1966, Pete Conrad emerged from his capsule after a historic flight. This image captures the relief of a safe return.
We made it back!
Before she was an icon, Jean Tierney was a rising force in The Shanghai Gesture. Her early performance captured the raw intensity and poise that would soon define a career as one of classic Hollywood's greatest. From the jungle-dwelling tiger to the high-altitude snow leopard, the world's 9 largest cats demonstrate evolutionary brilliance. These predators define their landscapes through sheer power, speed, and agility. Elite protection dogs require balanced drive to distinguish threats. From the versatile German Shepherd to the powerful Kangal, these breeds combine physical dominance with an instinctive need to guard their families. In 1968, Elvis Presley and Nancy Sinatra starred in the hit film Speedway. This image captures their iconic racing-era style. Born Jacob Cohen, Rodney Dangerfield endured abandonment, anti-Semitism, and a decade of colorless life as a salesman. He didn't just tell jokes, he transformed his lifelong struggle for respect into comedy legend. Joseph P. Kennedy Jr., the family's golden boy and heir apparent to the presidency, died in 1944 during the secret Operation Aphrodite. His tragic loss in a mid-air explosion forever reshaped the Kennedy legacy. Nathan Shanks Evans, West Point's last-place graduate, defied all logic at Bull Run. With only 900 men, he held off 13,000 Union troops for 2 hours, calmly sipping whiskey as he altered the course of a battle. Whether we are confronting the clinical detachment of SS doctors in Birkenau, or celebrating the lifelong, unwavering bond of friends like Christopher Reeve and Robin Williams, these stories reveal the core of the human experience. They remind us that history is not defined solely by the rise and fall of empires, but by the quiet, daily choices, the acts of humanity offered to enemies, the silent resistance of those whose voices were stolen, and the relentless courage to remain ourselves against all odds. We are all bound by this fragile, defiant thread. When we look into the faces of those who came before, we are not just seeing relics of a lost time. We are recognizing the mirror of our own capacity for survival, kindness, and light.
Thanks for watching. Got an idea for a forgotten era I should explore? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to make it.